Oi, this is the Profanity Gnome, and I'm here to tell you that if you're under 13 years old, fuck off this video! Get the fuck off YouTube! Get your mama to get your dad's cock out of her ears and actually be a parent! This is for adults only! And for everybody else, enjoy the video.
Alright, ye bilge rats. What ya bet?
I've got a holy hand grenade right here.
I'd say my sniper boxing glove should do just fine. I have a bottle of orange soda. Ooh, it looks like someone's going all in.
Well, I've got a good feeling about this.
And what's put you in such a cocky mood?
Well, before recording this video, I did a quick check on the like counter challenge, and we're at 156.
Nice.
So what was the score system? 200 up and you'd review Ruby? Yeah, and anything less than that, and it would be Kulapari again.
Alright, you jokes, cut the cards.
And this is Fractured. The episode begins with our least favorite character of the season practicing truth spells with Shadow Weaver. Who are they practicing this truth spell on? Well, Double Trouble, of course, who is rightfully mocking her every single step of the way, and I just love this Tumblr abuse. It even fails every single time she tries the spell, and he ridicules her even more. It's hilarious.
But before Tumblr is able to perfect the spell, remember that'll be important later, she's interrupted by one of her henchmen, saying that Adora's called an emergency meeting of the princesses and Tumblr. Because technically, Tumblr is not a princess anymore. She's a queen. At this point, Bo is more of a princess than she is. Wait, are we not calling Bo Beta anymore?
Bo's learned enough respect from me in order to get his name back. But Tumblr this season really hasn't changed that much. If anything, she's gotten worse. So we get to the war room as Adora and Bo explain about the Heart of Etheria project, the ultimate super weapon of the planet, which is literally the planet. And if it goes off, boom goes the dynamite. They are all literally sitting on an Acme dynamite kit that could blow at any time. And so they must decide to destroy it. But Shadow Weaver has other plans. Shadow Weaver instates that why not use the weapon, or at least use the untamed magical energies at the core. And Tumblr is 100% for this plan. With all that massive power at their disposal, the Horde would be a cakewalk. But Adora and Bo are like, no, bad idea. Do not play with Acme dynamite kits.
If Tumblr Wile E. Coyote's the planet, then I swear to my dad, I'm out. And officially would get the title of worst queen ever.
So there's a bit of a debacle. Do they use the super weapon, or do they destroy the super weapon? And they just can't decide among themselves. So Mermista finally nuts the fuck up and says we'll put it to a vote between all of us. Mermista, Adora, Tumblr and Bo, Frosta and Perfuma, Scorpia and the horse and... Wait, what?
Back up a second. Scorpia, what the fuck are you doing there? How the fuck did you get there? And how did no one see you come in? You are literally sitting on a giant death robot.
And didn't we leave you in the MLP fandom? What happened? How the fuck did you... It was Discord, wasn't it?
Surprise cameo! So the princesses react how you would expect. They suit up and begin to attack Scorpia because technically she is still a Horde soldier. And Scorpia realizes, oh shit, I fucked up, and begins a retreat, where they chase her outside. Scorpia doesn't try to defend herself and only tries to block off, as she swears she's only there to save Entraptra, and needs their help. And this, well, at least stops Adora. I can't say for the others. Okay, I got 3 of a kind of 2s.
I got a pair of 2s and a pair of 5s.
Royal flush. Oh, come on, that's the 5th one in the row. How are you not cheating?
I don't know how to tell you this, but you're literally dealing with the devil.
Well, after everything's finally calmed down, time for the interrogation. Tumbler demands to know the truth of what she's doing here. And Scorpia has nothing to hide. She explains everything. She explains how she enabled Catra to hurt Entraptra. She explains that she allowed Catra to get so corrupted. She explains everything. And she wants to rescue Entraptra from her terrible fate by going to Beast Island to rescue her. But she needs their help. This seems to trigger Adora, as apparently she's got some mental scars when it comes to Beast Island, since it was a horde fairy tale that they would tell them to keep them away and keep them in line. I guess it's the same as the boogeyman. But it turns out it's not only real, it's worse than what they could have ever possibly imagined.
But Bo has a kernel of a good idea. Bo says that with Entraptra's help, they could possibly shut down the machine in order to save Etheria from the heart of Etheria. And it seems like a pretty go-set plan. Way to go, Bo. So, it's all in universal agreement, right? Right? Wrong. If we know anything about Tumbler, she just doesn't want to be upstaged.
So Tumbler teleports them into a room in order to try to talk about this. Note that she's only teleporting those two. None of the other princesses. Or Shadow Weaver. Or anyone. I guess no one else gets a say except for these three. Tumbler tries to say,
"Why aren't you listening to me, Snarf, Snarf? I'm the queen, Snarf, Snarf. Don't you want to use all that power in the planet? Snarf, Snarf?"
Were those edits really necessary?
Abso-fucking-lutely. But no matter how many Snarfs Tumbler tries to push out, Adora won't budge on this decision. The heart of Etheria must be turned off. So Tumbler tries to get the black vote and get Bo on her side. And Bo tells her off, saying this time she's just wrong. Like, he's put up with her bullshit this whole season, and she has come up with no good decisions. This entire season, she has done everything bad. So, he's going with Adora. But then Tumbler says, you know what? Fuck it. You don't want my vote? Fine. But I'm still the queen. I'm pulling rank. No one is leaving the castle. So pretty much, one giant-ass temper tantrum.
Yes, because they don't want to potentially blow up your entire planet. They're the ones in the wrong. Yeah, real good call there, Tumbler.
Royal flush!
Okay, somebody else cut the cards!
Now, we do get a quick scene involving Scorpia and the other princesses. Scorpia, for the first time ever, has been treated not as someone's punching bag or go-to crony, but actually an equal individual. And technically, she's the prisoner. And she finally breaks down right then and there. Seeing as how badly she was treated all her life in the Horde, especially by Catra. The one who she thought she could latch onto. She's never known such kindness. But if Bright Moon specializes in anything, it's treating their prisoners with more power and respect than their actual friends. Just look at Shadow Weaver.
Well, speaking of Catra, I know she's in this episode. How's she doing?
She's not doing so hot. Heck, one could even say she's doing the opposite of hot. She's getting paranoid. She's getting insane. She even goes as far as to interrogate one of her older friends, one of her backup friends, about what everyone's saying about her behind her back. And the bitch tells her to pretty much fuck off. She tries to contact Double Trouble, but no response. No surprise. She puts on a brave face for Hordak, but you could tell she is losing it.
This might be very cruel to say, but this is exactly what Catra needs. She's been nothing but a bitch this entire season. To her friends, to her allies, to her co-workers, to everyone. And she's done nothing productive or helpful that would actually benefit someone else. Only herself. So she needs this wake-up call to realize if she's a bitch to everyone, she's gonna end up with no one by her side. No matter how much she desperately needs someone. It's the wake-up call she needs.
Well, in the dead of night, Adora and Bo decide they've had it with Tumbler's leadership and sneak out of the castle with Swiftwind in order to go to Mira's ship. They go inside and they're ready to go to Beast Island. Adora, you do know how to fly an ancient First One spaceship, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So after a series of pushing random buttons, they manage to pull up something useful, the autopilot and the navigation system, in order to head straight to Beast Island. Meanwhile, Tumbler is doing her best impression of Catra and forcing Double Trouble into saying what she wants him to say. The truth. Remember that truth spell she couldn't master at the very beginning of the episode? Well, somehow she's able to pull it off flawlessly, much to Double Trouble's surprise. Yeah, Tumbler did something useful. So Tumbler says, out with it. What info do you got on the Horde? What's their plans? And Double Trouble spills the beans. Lord Prime is coming, and he's coming with an armada the size of a galactic empire. If they're having problems with the Horde now, they have no chance against Horde Prime. This plays into Tumbler's psychosis of needing to use the weapon, so she goes to Adora, only to discover she's flown the coop. Shadow Weaver approaches her saying, you could stop them. But Tumbler goes, no, they've made their choice. Now I must act, even if that means acting alone. So Tumbler does the number one stupid move she could. She goes to Light Hope. And that was Fractures. Normally I would be straddling the fence in order to see both points of view, but Tumbler is clearly not in the best mindset if she wants to use a weapon that could potentially doom the entire planet. Let me emphasize this. Not a portion of the planet, not a continent, not even the land. The entire planet!
The influence of Double Trouble seems to be still affecting Adora and Tumbler. But now it's not because of his influence, it's because their relationship has never been that believable to begin with. They've always been a little bit on edge, but now things are finally boiling to the surface.
But it really doesn't help Tumbler's case, the fact that she's being the whole, oh, why won't anybody listen to me? Newsflash, the show is called She-Ra, the Princesses of Power. You're not even a princess anymore. You don't get a vote. A little harsh there, but true. She is not the star of the show. And even though they could possibly entertain some of her ideas, when it comes to the destruction of the planet, maybe it's best to play it safe.
It's a classic case of knowing when it's time to hold 'em or when it's time to fold 'em.
And even though I already commented on the character destruction that is Catra, she absolutely positively needs this, because at this point, nothing but a cold dose of hard reality is going to fix her when her redemption arc starts. And don't kid me, we all know she's getting a redemption arc.
Ain't no way in hell that pussy is not gonna be not redeemed.
So all this episode really did was set things into motion for the finale. Nothing too big, it did its job. So I guess a C+. So with that, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the organizers of Chaos and
Royal Flush!
God damn it!
Okay, what else you got to bet with?
We don't have anything else, you took it all! How do you keep getting royal flushes?
When you deal with the devil, you better know you're gonna lose.
Don't worry, I have one final trump card. Rhino! The saving me!
Oh, that's bullshit!
Don't worry, Master Gent. I know exactly what to do. Deal me in.